The New York Times runs a full-page ad calling for a violent street revolution aimed at toppling the Trump administration. One American's Christian Rose has more on the international ties and sources of funding for the groups behind the ad.
The New York Times runs a full-page advertisement calling for a coup against the Trump administration in the form of mass street demonstrations. The entity behind the advertisement is the group Refuse Fascism, which was established last December in response to President Trump winning the election.
We're facing an emergency. Humanity is facing an emergency. A fascist regime has seized the reins of power in the most powerful, actually the sole superpower in the world. Trump and Pence are operating out of Hitler's playbook.
Refuse Fascism is a project of the violent radical left entity Alliance for Global Justice, which is notorious for suppressing free speech on college campuses. The Alliance for Global Justice also embraces foreign authoritarian governments and entities, such as the Maduro regime in Venezuela and the Revolutionary Forces of Colombia, also known as FARC. According to its filings with the IRS, the organization received $3.2 million in the 2016 fiscal year, up $1 million from the previous year. One of its most prominent donors is the Tides Foundation, a non-profit funded by longtime Hillary Clinton supporter George Soros. Tides Foundation gave the Alliance for Global Justice $143,000 back in 2016. The group's other prominent donors include the Rockefeller Family Fund, the United Steelworkers Trade Union, and a Native American tribe from Arizona. The Alliance for Global Justice also received money from the Arca Foundation, an organization which openly embraces the communist regime in Cuba and the Palestinian Authority. Other entities linked to the Alliance for Global Justice include the Middle Eastern terrorist organization Hamas, along with the New World Foundation, chaired by Hillary Clinton herself back in the 1980s.
What are they about? They are ahistorical, non-critically thinking lunatics, controlled by the Soros-Obama-Clinton machine and the deep state.
The November 4th revolution was announced in late September when the far left blocked the 101 freeway in Los Angeles, carrying signs that read "November 4th, it begins." The upcoming rallies are reportedly planned as a day of bloody violence, targeting police officers as well as Trump voters and gun owners across the U.S.
They will then go after the citizens and the people and the government and all of that. So if you're white, you're a Trump supporter, you're a Nazi then to them, and it will be open game on you.
While law enforcement agencies prepare for the anticipated street violence, questionable sources of funding and the international ties of the radical left might require a federal investigation. Christian Rose, One American News.